Last season, the Miami Dolphins went 7-10. They didn't have the best season, but they didn't have a bad enough season to have a high pick, which you could say screwed them over a little bit. Basically, they decided to get rid of what felt like everybody, including their head coach. Tua is no longer the starting quarterback. Mike McDaniels, no longer the head coach. Instead, they were looking at a couple candidates, like Jeff Hafley. He was a leading candidate until Coach Manu Battles declared for the NFL, and now he is the Miami Dolphins head coach. Coach Manu Battles went from being a tight end with Oregon Tech to suffering a career-ending injury to his spine. He barely managed to be able to walk again, but luckily he did, and while he was in the process of recovering, he decided to try and maybe learn a little bit about becoming a coach. He eventually became the tight end coach at Oregon Tech, worked his way up. He became the tight end coach, or he became the head coach at Santa Cruz, where he went on to make them one of the best teams in Pac-6 history, leading 3 straight undefeated seasons, making it to the playoffs twice, but failing to make anything happen in the playoffs. Being one of Santa Cruz's best, if not the best Santa Cruz head coach in all of school history, he decided he wants to take his talents to the NFL. He realized college was pretty much wrapped up for him. He felt after 10 years it was about time. So now he is going to be coaching the Miami Dolphins to hopefully bring championship gold back to the Bay. And let's actually take a quick look at this roster just to see what we're actually working with. Obviously, we've got some talented players like Devon Achane. He is going to be a fun running back to play with, 96 speed, and he's 24, so we've got plenty of time to work with him. But we also have a ton of hidden depth players like Caden Proctor, Jacob Rodriguez, and heck, even Chris Johnson, who I'm pretty sure he's also, yeah, he's 91 speed, so he's pretty fast. But other than those guys, there's not really much upside. I mean, there's a couple of star players here and there, like you could say like Kenneth Grant is one. He's young. Job Robinson's good, but he's young. And then pretty much once you get away from there, there's no real true talent. Well, I could say I'm lying on that, but we don't have a true main talent guy. And our starting quarterback is 74 overall, 27-year-old Malik Willis. There's not going to be much room for him to develop unless he can actually pull something off. The Dolphins brought him in basically based off of how he played with the Packers. I mean, he's been a great backup, one of the best, if not the best backups in the league. And that's typically a good thing. But for Malik Willis, he's coming into an organization that doesn't really have that good a talent, and he's going to be asked to do quite a lot. But luckily, he's going to have a pretty solid line, at least if you're talking about center and left tackle, that is. Other than that, the O-line's bad. Our center and our left tackle are the only good linemen on the entire team. And yes, I'm even talking about Caden Proctor. He'll probably develop. Caden Proctor will definitely develop, but he's still got a ways to go before that's true. We've got one superstar dev player on the team. Yeah, that's true. And we've got about 6 hidden devs who hopefully are good. Now, a quick look at the quarterback situation. We've got Malik Willis obviously coming in from the Packers. Dolphins wanted to sign him. Thought he'd be a good starting QB. Giving him a chance. And then, speaking of giving a chance, we've got Quinn Ewers here, who did play a little bit last year, but clearly not enough to become the starter and them to have faith in him. And you got Cam Miller here. Running back is probably going to be our only good spot this year. Devon Achane, He is going to be an electric running back. Unfortunately, guys like Ollie Gordon, Donovan Edwards, I just don't think they're going to have much shine. I mean, Ollie Gordon's pretty slow at 86 speed. He's the slowest next to Carlos Washington. But luckily, we're not spending a lot of money on these guys, except for obviously Devon Achane. But I can't see us getting rid of Devon for a long time. At wide receiver, we've got guys like Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, Malik Washington, and we've got two hidden devs, the only shining spots in this receiving core right now. We lost Tyreek Hill. Well, let's just say that didn't end the way it probably should have. Tyreek got hurt. He hurt his leg, and he was pretty much out the rest of the season, letting his contract expire and signing elsewhere. We don't know where just yet, but we'll see in just a second where he does sign. But this receiving core, depleted. Also, Jalen Waddle. He got traded to the Denver Broncos, and he's no longer a Dolphin, which definitely hurts us a little bit. But we've got to make do with what we have. And then a tight end core, the only good spot about this could be Will Kamrick, or Kaepernick. He could literally be the only shining spot in this tight end group. We're going to need him to definitely ball out whenever he does come in. But for now, we got to have Greg Dulcich start. And you already know Coach Manu loves to get his tight ends involved. But now let's look at the O-line. Left tackle, it's okay. Caden Proctor, he's still going to develop, but this is a young offensive line for sure. I guess young being questionable, but Aaron Brewer, the only 90 overall player on this entire team. Surprised that Devon Achane's not like a 90 plus overall, considering how good he's been. It's just he's been on a bad team. The center, the only good spot on this entire squad. Everywhere else, pretty much needs a ton of work. As you can see with the right guard and right tackle here, it's going to be rough. Probably going to get sacked a lot. So Malik Willis, we've got to build him up some protection. And then edge rusher, Champ Robinson, pretty much the lone spark on this defense. You've got like Joshua Uche leading the way at right edge. It's going to be rough. You even got Zach Seiler and Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant, pretty young. It looks like he can definitely be somebody to look to develop. Zach Seiler could be a trade target. He's older. We've got 5 D tackles right now, but if we get rid of him, we'd have 4. So maybe we can get rid of him and heck, even build up a spot in the O-line or just get a better trade pick or trade for a better pick. Linebackers are a little rough, but the Mike, luckily, is still somewhat decent. We got Jacob Rodriguez, rising star, and he's just focused on the love of the game, which I love. Because if you're expecting to win right now like Jordan Brooks, you're going to be very, very mistaken whenever you see at the end of the season we've only won like 2 or 3 games. Yeah, that's not happening. Jordan Brooks could even be a trade target. I mean, I don't want to trade him, but by the time we're good, he's going to be older, like in his 30s. And for a linebacker, that's not necessarily all too great nowadays. But Jacob Rodriguez, he should be pretty decent. And then the will linebacker, it's okay, but nothing special. Chris Johnson, hopefully going to help lead the way for the corners. I can imagine he is easily going to be the number 1 for quite a long time. 91 speed, hidden dev. Maybe Juju Brents could eventually take him over, but that's if he develops a lot. For now, we've got a pretty crappy cornerback room. I think just a secondary in general. Yeah, we have a pretty bad secondary, but where on this team do you look and not see a crappy player? Well, maybe the center and the running back spot, and that's literally it. Now, the draft picks we're working with are looking a little bit like this. We have a pick in every round. We only have 1 first-round pick. Hopefully, we can maybe trade a little bit to get some more. I can imagine we're probably going to be sellers at the trade deadline. We're not in the situation to buy right now. We do have Pittsburgh's 5th and New York's 7th. And then other than that, we don't really have many picks. Surprised we didn't get more for Jalen Waddle. Coming into this season, if we can actually get Malik Willis up to like a star dev, that would actually be pretty nice. Because right now at a normal dev, there's not really much he can do for us development-wise that we'd want him to do. I mean, the Dolphins, we brought him in to maybe be something. He looked great from what we saw. And we're not really giving him much to work with. It's kind of just being stuck in the middle to be a temporary band-aid for a much, much bigger problem. And who knows? Malik Willis might not even be the answer. Then again, he could be. Only time will tell. But if he can do good here in training camp, that might actually be something good. And we got gold. Nice. And I can already tell you right now, we're going to be utilizing a lot of this man right here, Devon Achane. He is going to be a massive part of the offense, and maybe the entire offense. Because I can only imagine Malik Willis is going to be able to take us so far. At least with what talent he does have. And, yeah, the offensive line is not going to do him any favors. So we just got to have him be the electric running back everybody knows and loves him to be. Look at that. Absolutely beast moding it right there. But yeah, we got to utilize his speed. Once he hits an open gap, it's got to be like a home run hit. Every single time. That's the only way we're going to be able to move the football is if Devon Achane is playing good.
Here we go. Ready. Let's go. Ready. Ready, go.
We've even brought in some new rookies like Chris Bell to hopefully cement this room. We want to build on the young guys and build a brighter future. And we've even managed to bring in a new QB, so hopefully that changes something. Malik Willis, we've got to hope he can do what it needs to be done with this receiving core. But Chris Bell, hopefully it can be a shining spot in what's probably going to be a relatively bad receiving core.
Here we go, shot.
The young rookie, hopefully he can be something. Well, if we're not getting picked off for 5 seconds.
Ready.
If we can get Chris Johnson on the page quickly, then I feel like we're going to be fine. But he's got to have a good training camp, and he's not starting it off the best. There we go, getting a pick. That's what I'm talking about, Chris. If you can look like CJ2K, then we're going to be very great right now. Nice knockaway. Had a way to come back to it and not overshoot it. Yeah, I want Chris Johnson to be great because he's our #1 corner. So the faster we can get him developed, the better. And he's already up to gold. Incredible. Locking down, I think that's Tutu Atwell. hopefully he can do this in a regular season. If he can, then we're going to be in business. How did that sack timer not go by any faster?
The optimism of a new day is
And
shining
here
through the
comes
building.
Coach Manu
There's a new
Battles.
head coach in
Uh,
town. It's
Kind of led
tough
his
to
way from
contain the feeling
college,
that this will be
and
remembered
now
as a
being
turning
in the
point
big
for their
leagues. He
franchise.
wanted to be professional,
And
so
these
obviously
first
he shaved down
words
his
will
beard a
set the
little bit.
stage for what
But
everybody
that doesn't
hopes are
change
Super
anything,
Bowls to
other than his
come.
mindset. Going into this season, he is absolutely ready for anything to happen. Can he take the Miami Dolphins from zero to hero, you could say? Or will it be rough? Alright, time to take some questions from the media. Coach Manu, let's take some answers, or take some questions. Coach, given your offensive background, what area of unit do you think you'll have the biggest impact on? Well, being a tight end, or a former tight end, I'd say probably wide receivers. It's a passing league, and I'm really hoping to come in and build a receiving core that gets defenses nightmares, alongside of having a decent tight end room. Moving more to the off the field area, what area have you emphasized as needing to be a big focus? Well, Miami coming off of a 7-10 season. I mean, you could say they've got some expectations, but at the same time, they kind of depleted their roster from having any talent at all. So we've got to kind of develop the players we do have and hope for the future as to succeed a little bit. Yep, it's plain and simple. We got to develop players. Now, which part of the offense will you be focused on developing the most? Well, I want to say probably the receiving core or the quarterback. We already have a decent running back in Devon Achan, but it's about quarterbacks or the receivers. Malik Willis, I feel like he'll be a decent starting QB for now, but as for the receivers, we don't really have any good ones. So we definitely need to start trying to emphasize building up the wide receiving core and the tight end room. Try to get that to be a little bit better than it is now. And in the last question, Coach, what will separate you from other coaches in this league? Well, I would love to say a dominating run game, considering Devon Achan, but I want to try to build on what Mike McDaniels was trying to do, and that is an unstoppable aerial attack. Unfortunately, obviously, it didn't go the way they wanted, but it's either that or an innovative play calling. Coach Mono, we already know he loves trying to pass it, but he also loves to run game a little bit. So it's going to be innovative play calling. He likes to mix it up. Triple option. What? No, we're not running triple option. But we do got some tricks up our sleeve. Coach Manu, thanks everyone. I'm really excited this year, and go Dolphins. Going into preseason, we've got the Commanders, Giants, and the Falcons. 3 games we could probably win as long as our backups can actually stand a chance. But let's actually go look at some of the free agents just to see if we're actually considering maybe getting any. All right, let's look at free agency. Well, Tyreek Hill is here, but I cannot imagine he's wanting to come back to Miami. Didn't really have the best tenure with them or with us, and he's only winning 1 year. He was very happy to leave, so I cannot imagine he's going to want to come back anytime soon. So Tyreek Hill's off the board, and we can't. I don't think it's a good idea to go after these guys who are in their 30s, which is literally all of them. Maybe if we could find some player who's maybe not in their 30s and in their 20s, 28 or 29 will at least be fine. Like Najee Harris. Somehow he's still a free agent. I don't know how, but he just is. So in the preseason, we end up going 1-2, only managing to actually beat the Falcons 33-27. I mean, we played some close games with the Commanders, Giants, and Falcons, but those 3 teams aren't necessarily the best teams. But it's preseason. Going 1-2 in the preseason isn't the worst thing. Now, why is that? Well, it's preseason. Obviously, it doesn't matter. But we lost by 1 point, and Malik Willis, he didn't do the best. Quinn Ewers did pretty solid, 113 yards, a touchdown, no picks. But he did get sacked 4 times, which that's to be expected. Malik just didn't play all too much. And Jalen Wright, he played a fair amount, 11 carries, 69 yards, nice. Malik Willis even ran for it. He even ran for a touchdown. Okay, nice little scrambling touchdown right there. Not bad. Then in the second game, Malik did get a little bit more playing time, but he did throw a pick, and also Quinn Ewers threw 2 picks. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all, but would you see how Malik plays in the regular season? And in the final game of the preseason, he had a pretty solid game. I mean, 10 for 16, 91 yards. Probably could have gotten more. Probably should have gotten more. Quinn Ewers, he did a little bit, but nothing much. He went 5 for 8, so that's not bad. But the Falcons did just a lot. Or, they did a lot, but not enough. And for rushing wise, Devon Achane actually outperformed Bijan. 108 yards, 12 carries, and a touchdown with 5 broken tackles. These two were freaking going toe-to-toe in the preseason. And here we are in week 1 against the Las Vegas Raiders, who now have Fernando Mendoza, and they somehow managed to keep Max Crosby after a botched trade. Well, I guess you could say botched. Apparently he didn't do all too well at his evaluation for the Ravens. Imagine if that trade did actually fall through, though. That would have been great for for Ravens fans, but just didn't work out. And instead, he's going to be playing for the Raiders. But it looks like Jalen Brooks, he could be up for new contracts, but there's a problem with that. Jason Rodriguez Rodriguez is a little upset that he's not starting, but he believes he should be. I mean, you kind of got to look for Jalen Brooks to maybe be traded this year. He's one of our only possible trade targets, but we're not looking at trading him right now. He is a little older. I think he's 30 years old. So let's actually go see. So at 30 years old, actually he's 20. So Jordan Brooks is 28 years old. He wants a 3-year contract. He is actually a pretty decent player. But I don't know if we really have the cap space right now to maybe re-sign him. I think we're going to hold off on trying to re-sign Jordan Brooks. Let's see what some trade offers are looking like for the Mike linebacker. I mean, Tyke Smith wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe Boye Mafe. Get some good edge rusher. Khalil Mack's a little bit past his prime, even though he's still pretty good. I don't think it's worth trading for him. If we're going to try to trade for somebody, I want them to be relatively young, like Edgerrin Cooper wouldn't be a bad idea. Trade our Mike linebacker for their will and get a 4th round this year. Could try to get some offensive lineman improvement. Get Alante Taylor. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But I don't think we're looking at trading anybody right now. At least not immediately. We want to see how the season goes, and if things go great by the halfway point in the season, we might consider trading Jordan. But for now, I think we're just going to hold off on paying him money and maybe trade him a little bit later on in the season for someone like Edgerrin Cooper. Now to speak with Jacob Rodriguez about potentially getting the start. I feel my game elevating right now, Coach. I'm ready for more responsibility and a bigger role. I want that starting spot. How are we going to make it happen? Well, we have Jordan Brooks, so we don't immediately want to make him that starter. And I do want to give him some snaps, which hopefully he will get some. I want to say maybe a steady or limited role. Yeah, I'm going to say steady role. Okay. Got to have him at least get 200 downs played. And to take a look at the preseason top, or actually the beginning of the season top 10 players in this class, you can see a common trend. You've got a couple quarterbacks here. You've got Brooks Connor, Aiden Clemens, Daniel Turner. And yeah, you've got 3 quarterbacks in the top 10. And it looks like a fair amount of tackles, maybe a D tackle and 2 edge rushers. Offensive tackle is going to be a pretty big spot. And if we can manage to get 2 first-round picks somehow, some way, I feel like we're going to have something. But now we've actually got the Las Vegas Raiders coming up here in week 1. They've got some talent, like Max Crosby. Obviously, everybody knows who this man is. He needs no introduction. Absolutely one of the best edge rushers in the whole league. Brock Bowers, one of the best tight ends in the league, emerging as a X-Factor tight end. He's an elite player. And then they've got a pretty decent O-line. Ashton Jeanty, he had a rough first year last season, but they brought in a new head coach, so hopefully that talent can only be utilized a lot better now that they actually brought in some decent offensive linemen. And let's not forget about the number 1 pick in the draft last year. National champion, Heisman winner, former Indiana quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. He loves to play football. He is an absolute beast at it coming out of college, going into the NFL. I can only say it's fair to think Fernando is immediately going to start and dominate in the league. He's got decent speed. It looks like he can definitely scramble if he has to. He's got great throw power, and his accuracies, well, he's a great short accuracy guy. He's not going to miss many passes underneath, if any at all. But his deeper accuracies leave a little bit more to be desired. But I think Fernando, he's going to get over the hump. He's going to be a great quarterback in the league, and definitely the franchise QB for the Raiders. And it says he's a project player, even though we all know that's not true. He's definitely more than a project player. He is a rising star, in my opinion. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the first game of the season. And the first game of the series. Of course, Raiders have got a good, young, talented team, led by some people like Max Crosby, Ashton Jeanty, and even Brock Bowers. They've got some insanely good talent on that Raiders squad, but the Dolphins brought in a new head coach to hopefully help this team out. Malik Willis brought in to be hopefully the savior of this team. But Clint Kubiak is also going to be the Raiders' new head coach. Which head coach will get their first win in their first game? And here we go, the first play of the game. It's going to be a kick. Raiders is going to return it to about the 26-yard line is where they're going to start. And here comes the rookie, former Heisman / national champion, number 1 pick. He's got it all. And here we go. How will Fernando Mendoza handle his first career start? Jeanty running to the left side, and he's going to be brought down for a gain of 2. So now the defense is already holding the Raiders to a 3rd and 8. So trying to maybe utilize Ashton Jeanty a little bit whilst also trying to make some play-action plays work. But they've yet to do that so far. But no way, Trey Tucker drops it. That'll be a 4th down. Stop. Now it's Malik Willis's time, his first play from scrimmage here with the Dolphins. He had a pretty good job last year with the Packers. Malik Willis, a former Packers QB, backup, considered the best backup quarterback in all of football. And the first play of our season is going to be a loss of 2. We tried to get Devon Achane involved right there, but they just cooked us. Tutu Atwell in motion. Let's maybe get it underneath. Can Greg Dulcich get a sum? He gets a 6. 3rd and 4. Can Malik Willis get his pass, a first down marker? Devon Achane in motion. And it's incomplete. Hits Malik Washington in the chest, but he cannot hold on. But you know what? We want to send a message to the league. Coach Manu knows exactly what he's got to do. And Devon Achane can't hold on. He jumps for it, and it's knocked out. Raiders will get the ball at the 40. And here we go. Fernando back out, this time with actual good field position. Brock Bowers in motion. Is it going to be another handoff? It indeed is. And it's going to be the first down of the game for either team. 2nd and 10 now. Failed run by Genty. Gain of nothing pretty much. He's going to scramble, but we can't get to him. He's going to go down, but it's 3rd and 4. We nearly had a sack there. 3rd and 4 now. We're going to need to get a big tackle here. I can imagine it's probably going to be a run. And it's incomplete. 4th down. He played great coverage. Jalen Naylor cannot hold on. It's a turn. Oh, it's a 4th down. The offense really just not able to do anything. And obviously the defense, they're trying to do everything they can, but you can only do so much whenever you've got this kind of talent. And they're going to be in the end zone. It's a Raiders touchdown, and they're going to be up 10-0. Jalen Naylor finally gets redemption for that missed catch earlier. He's going to get his first touchdown of the season, and not a hot start. All right, 21 seconds left in the half. Probably isn't a smart idea to run towards Max Crosby. We got to step up, take anything you can. And somehow no penalty right there. I guess we did run into each other, but that's the end of the first quarter. 10-0 ball game right now. We are not looking that good. I mean, you can't really expect us to look good at this moment. We've still got a lot of game left to play, so anything could happen. But I'm expecting us to play a little bit better. 3rd and 5. Crowd actually pretty loud here in Las Vegas. They've got open run room up the middle. Devon, please protect him. And Malik Willis going to make a big play run up the middle. Man, they really are just leaving the middle of the field wide open when it comes to stepping up in the pocket. Like, look at this. Malik, all he had to do was just follow Devon Achane. He'd get a block or two, get a couple more yards than expected. And, yeah, 2nd and 3 after that short run. Maybe see if we can get something underneath here. We can. It's going to be the fullback, Traore, getting the first. Or I guess Traore is our tight end, actually. And it's intercepted. Or is it? Or is it? I don't think his left foot was in bounds. Malik overthrowing it, intended for that wide receiver. Who was it? Maybe he did get that foot in. But Malik Willis already throwing a pick. Not good. Now the Raiders come back out. Jalen Naylor's been targeted twice, and both of them were touchdown attempts. All right, well, offense still off to a pretty rough start. We were actually having a pretty good drive there. But Fernando is going to go down. Kenneth Grant. He's actually going to get the sack. The young D tackle. Well, that's a big play. The 10-yard sack, taking it back to 2nd and 20. And we provide any more pressure. And just Jalen Naylor yet again with a big grab, where he catches it on a slant. 3rd and 5. All right, 3rd and short yardage. Oh, and it's over the middle. No, that's Trey Tucker with the first. I think that's, yeah, it is Trey Tucker. We just weren't covering our zone properly. Too many people trying to cover one guy. He probably could have had Brock Bowers there. He had several options. He just always got to keep an eye out for Ashton Genty. Very dangerous if he is utilized properly. Speaking of very dangerous, we're going to allow another catch. That is definitely not how we want it. Start pressing him up a little bit. And why can't we hit him midair? Literally right there, and somehow Ashton Genty fights through the crowd for a first. 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
And wide open, touchdown, Raiders. They're going to go up 17-0. That's a Jack Beck touchdown. We really don't understand what we're doing here on defense. Leaving coverage wide open. It's not looking good for us. We just need to see that one spark from our QB. You know what? They're leaving him way too much room to run. Just take what you get. Take what they give you, Malik. You can't ask more. If you're given that many yards, take it. No need to do anything more. And Devon Chaney's going to get the catch, but he's so slow to haul it in. Maybe if we have a little bit quicker reaction to the catch, maybe stuff like that won't happen as much. And now our tight end, Traore, is going to get the first. Almost didn't realize how much time is actually left in the first half. And we're going to have Kaczmarek up the middle. Let's actually hurry it up. Maybe we can get in the end zone. Let's actually try a halfback screen, see if that'll be good at all. Hurry up, 2-2. Wasted so much time there. Oh, we got to call a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Can we score a touchdown? 7 seconds and 13 yards. We're going to call a timeout. Okay, here is a serious question. Do we go for it, or do we just take the 3? As any smart person would probably just take the easy 3 here. But we're going to take the touchdown, and it's our first one of the season. Malik Willis slings it into Washington, and it's going to be a touchdown for 6. Malik Washington has the Malik to Malik connection. You could say it's an elite to elite connection, if you know what I mean. Just had to get it in there as quick as possible. Beautiful ball. Malik Washington held on to it. That's going to be a score for a touchdown.
17.
Well, here we are at halftime, down 7-17. Luckily, we did manage to score at the end of the first half. So it's only a 10-point ball game. Offense finally managed to heat up. But, yeah. Time to go look around the league to see what everybody else is doing. Got the Titans taking on the New York Jets in this one. Jets have done a pretty decent job of rebuilding, but so have the Titans. Titans have added Cam Ward and a bunch of talent. And speaking of talent, that's going to be a big play, touchdown. Cam Ward with an impressive day. And Deshaun Watson is on the Jets somehow. Don't know how, but he is. Jets lose to the Titans. Now we're going to a Super Bowl rematch between the Seahawks and the Patriots. It's looking good for the Seahawks as Sam Darnold's going to chunk it up, and it's an absolute beast of a grab. Seahawks win in the rematch 30-14, basically cementing the fact that they're good. They're better than the Patriots this year and last year. But the impact player of the week, Jared Goff. Looks like his Lions must have done a pretty good job here today. Look at that scramble, jumping throw, and it's none other than Jameson Williams. What just happened? An incredible play is what just happened. And also he made several, not one, but several good plays with a shootout against the New Orleans Saints, where both Tyler Shunk and Jared Goff balled out. But let's go look around the league, where the 49ers actually beat the Rams. So Myles Garrett, that new addition to the Rams defense, didn't help them much. Panthers upset the Bears. Man, what are we witnessing? And a look back at our game, well, offense hasn't been all that great. Defense, they looked good to start off, holding the Raiders to pretty much, well, nothing, except for maybe a field goal. But the offense has kind of let our defense down, and we started to heat up maybe at the wrong time, but Malik Willis has been okay. But Fernando Mendoza's looked great. Now it's time to see if this offense can get us back in this one. Only down 10. It's doable. Feel kind of bad for Devon Achane, considering the fact that we can't really do much. Malik Willis, he's going to step up. He's got plenty of running room, and he's going to take a hit, but he's going to get the first. Yeah, nothing really open. Just take it yourself. They can't stop you because they can't keep up with him. Hey, if we're going to have to run with Malik Willis, and we're just going to have to run with him. Nothing else we can do. Devon Achane finally getting his first down of the day. Decent run. I don't want to say both teams have kind of a similar situation, but there is definitely some comparisons you can make. And Malik Willis just going to take it, get out of bounds. That is an unnecessary tackle, but it's going to be 2nd and 1. Let's try a little bit of play action here. They've been fooled by the run all day. But it's going to be a pass. Jalen Tolbert wide open. Beautiful ball. And Coach Monty wants to go for it, and I am A-okay with that idea. He's going to get it. It's going to be another Malik Washington touchdown. We're going to make this one a 14-17 ball game. We are right back in this. It is a one-score game yet again. This offense is finally heating up. The Malik to Malik connection is on point, or you could say it's elite. Raiders need to get back on the board immediately. They ended the half by allowing a touchdown, and they began the half by allowing one. But now, Ashton Jeanty trying to run through a fella. The best way to go around, the best way is not to go around him, but through him. 14-yard run by Ashton Jeanty, absolutely plowing a fool over. Of course, we're talking about our own team like that. And it's thrown over top of Jordan Brooks, and we can't get it. Jalen Naylor yet again, first down. 2nd and 10. Couldn't quite pick up any yards, surprisingly. Trey Tucker did catch it, but not really for anything. Oh, big hit to Trey Tucker. 3rd and 2, though. Watch out for a potential run from Ashton Jeanty. And we can't get him, and he's just going to run away and get down to the 15. We could not provide the pressure we needed to. It's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Raiders at the 15-yard line. Jeanty running through people, juking people. I don't think he needs to worry about holding on to the football. I think he just needs to continue to doing what he's doing. This is absolute torture. It's not Ashton Jeanty this time, however. I think the Raiders actually signed Nick Chubb. Oh, sending a man in motion. It's a tight end. Now Brock Bowers in motion. They're going to be thinking pass here. And we're going to stop him. 3rd and goal. 1 yard loss. Did not get it. Nice try, buddy. Not going to work. 3rd and goal now. Gotta watch out for maybe some kind of pass. And he's gonna get sacked. Fernando can't get it out. The instant pressure is gonna work. And it's gonna be 4th and goal. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, we are down 20-14. Offense could not pick it up. We were doing so great. And then, well, Malik Willis couldn't step up in the pocket quick enough. And we took a sack. All right, the Raiders got the ball yet again. Last time they kicked a field goal, make it a 6-point ball game, but now it's looking even worse. What a grab from Brock Bowers, and he is going to be gone. No shot. He just one-hand snagged that and got himself in the end zone. What on earth are we doing as a franchise? We're now down 13 points. Because of this play right here, Fernando somehow throwing it a little too high for Brock Bowers, but it does not matter. He is not worried about taking a hit. Instead, he secures the catch and gets the score. Well, maybe it might not just be maybe it might not be just 13. It's going to be a 14-point game. Touchdown, or actually 2-point conversion for the Raiders. 9 seconds is all it took for them. Now down by 14. We've got to score on every single drive at this point. And it's going to help if someone like Jalen Tolbert can make the grab. But we've got to hurry it up. I don't want to waste any possessions. And I want to go as quick as possible, score in 2. Got on 3 timeouts, so we are A-OK. But it's an overthrow from Malik Willis. No. The crowd is still somewhat loud, but not really loud much. And it's intercepted. No, Tutu Atwell can't climb the ladder and get the catch. It's another interception from Malik Willis. This game might just be over. Teron Johnson getting the pick. We really could not get that one there. Tutu Atwell just screwing his quarterback over. Malik put it in an okay place, but he just couldn't catch it. Instead, it's picked off. DB's got it. Raiders with the ball. It's truly just a lack of wide receiver talent. Well, blocking sucked there too. 3rd and 1 now. I mean, we already know it's over. We could try to score. And that one's intercepted, throwing into way too heavy of traffic. Thought we could have had somebody else there, but no. It's his 3rd pick of the season. Quay Walker gets the pick. Malik is just not making the best decisions here. I mean, he could have probably just scrambled for a couple yards, but he threw it straight to defender. And now down 17. Just turn the ball over again. We're going to need a big-time play here. But Ashton Genty is going to show why we're not a good team, and they are. Another touchdown. And, yeah, that's the dagger in this game. Thought we could send pressure, but apparently Ashton Genty has just got other plans. Touchdown, Raiders. It's now a 24-point ball game with So at the end of the game, the score is 38-14. We were in it at the very beginning. Malik Willis was playing pretty solid to start off the game. We just couldn't really move the football. And that's a problem. And I mean, Fernando Mendoza, he had a great game. Great debut game. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Pretty efficient football. 15 for 18. That's exactly what you want out of your rookie quarterback. You want him to play nice, efficient football, not throw any picks. Even had a long of 63. Of course, I'm pretty sure that was that Brock Bowers one-handed grab that got taken all the way to the house. Somehow not able to keep up with him, but that's a different story. It was just not our day, especially for Malik Willis. He started turning it over in the second half fairly easily, giving it to the other team way too much. 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. We had him throw it 38 times just because Devon Achane could not really run the football. The O-line was not helping him much. He couldn't really have a big burst of speed anytime we tried running with him, even though we very well should have. But it just is how it is. And then for the run game, Ashton Genty destroyed us. But luckily, Malik Willis did get to move stuff on. He used his feet fairly well. I can't lie. He stepped up in the pocket and did some great things. Devon Achane, however, we tried hanging off to him, but it didn't really go the way we wanted to. We kind of needed to get him involved, but the blocking just was not there. You can only do so much behind crappy blocking. Receiving wise, there wasn't really many good receivers for us. And defensively, we can look at this. Dante Trader Jr., well, he had 8 tackles. I mean, that's okay. But TFL-wise, we were actually getting back there fairly well. We were getting in the backfield and disrupting Fernando a really good amount. A lot of TFLs. Heck, we even got 3 total sacks on the day. Trey Moore, Kenneth Grant, Chop Robinson, and Juju Brents all had a sack. Interception-wise, we couldn't really force Fernando to throw a bad pass, or at least one that could be picked. We did deflect one of his passes, though. Couldn't force a fumble because we weren't that fortunate. No block kicks, no safeties, and no defensive touchdowns. Rough game, but hopefully it'll get better from here on out. Here we are a couple weeks into the season here at week 5. We're currently 1-3, and Jordan Brooks keeps pushing for maybe a contract extension, but we're still not sure about him. And we're 1-3. We just beat the Vikings 33-24, but from the looks of it, we have been getting kind of cooked. Also, Will Moore could potentially be getting a depth upgrade if he has a good game. Now, the good thing about Madden 27 is they made it to where you can actually choose how he gets his upgrades. Whether he can get a single sack and 2+ TFLs in the next game, or you want to try to go for 3 sacks and 4 TFLs over the next 3 games. Obviously, we're going to go the 3-game goal, but it's a nice opportunity that we get. And here we are at Mock Draft 1. Let's see what we're looking like quarterback-wise. Obviously, we know Brooks Connors is here. Daniel Turner, I'm pretty sure he's the quarterback we weren't really expecting to be as good as like Aiden Clemens or Brooks Connor. The Vikings, I don't think they necessarily need quarterback. I feel like Kyler Murray is okay. J.J. McCarthy is, well, maybe not okay. But the Jets definitely would need a quarterback. But I don't feel like the Vikings really need one like that. And obviously, we get to know a little bit more about Brooks Connor. Like, he has A, awareness, A, throw under pressure, B, play action. Brooks Connor looks like an elite quarterback. Looks very good. He just can't really scramble all too well. He's got solid to decent speed. Which could hinder him, but then again, it's okay. He's got a beautiful spiral. He does pretty well to avoid sacks, and he's got just an okay standard over-the-top style motion. So he's not going to sling it in there. At least he's not going to have a fast-throwing motion. And then Aiden Clemens, the guy I said could be even better than Brooks Connor. Well, he's got A, throwing the pressure, and C, throwing the run. He's also got elite to great throw power. So I feel like the quarterbacks, if we do want to get one, it'd be either Aiden Clemens or Brooks Connor, one of those two. Daniel Turner is kind of not it. And if we can't really manage to trade up to the number somewhere in the top 5 to be able to get one of these guys, then maybe we just go a different player, like a wide receiver or something. I mean, Malik Willis, he's still going to develop. He's still got some time. No need to rush things and get a quarterback immediately when the rest of the team kind of isn't all too good. And this week here against the New York Jets, we potentially have an opportunity to get our second win of the season. But I think the real question is, do we even want to win this game? Obviously, we want to not necessarily tank, but we don't want to ruin our draft stock. So maybe the Jets game here is just an opportunity to showcase who's going to actually have the worst pick. Because I feel like we're definitely worse than the New York Jets, who actually have some talent. Like, they got Kenyon Sadiq, they still got Breece Hall, they've got Garrett Wilson, they've got Omar Cooper. The list goes on and on. They still have talent, which is my point. The Miami Dolphins, however, not really. And considering we haven't really re-signed Jordan Brooks at all, we might have to trade him away relatively quickly so we can start Rodriguez at that Mike linebacker spot. And if we can get Jordan Brooks any kind of value, considering he is 28, so he's a little bit older, but he's still technically in his prime. So I think it's okay. We maybe think about some offers for him. Also, to look here, we've got the second best pass defense in the league. We actually have one of the better defenses in the league, surprisingly. But the offense, as you can see, is really bad, which is understandable. But we allow a lot of points per game, which isn't good. But yeah. And also, not to mention, the Jets got Deshaun Watson somehow. I don't know how, because I'm pretty sure he has a no trade clause in his contract. So maybe the Browns released him or something, because he couldn't be traded. And halfway through the season, this is a little bit what we're looking like trading wise for Jordan Brooks. Just a couple of the options. You got like Dax Hill, 25-year-old, 79 overall star dev. I mean, we've already got a decent replacement for Jordan Brooks. We could go ahead and try to put Rodriguez as the starting linebacker or the starting Mike and make him a little happier because he was wanting to become the starter earlier on. But if we can maybe get another guy to help him out in the defense to keep this defense even keep being maybe even being better, that'd be great. But right now we've got a bunch of older guys. I mean, I don't necessarily want Benjamin St. Juste. Or we could get the guy who literally cooked us when we played against the Raiders. But we do definitely need to get a little younger and even get some picks. Right now, the best option could be maybe Dax Hill or heck, even Zaven Collins. Maybe re-sign him to a longer contract. He's 27 years old. He'd definitely be an improvement at that edge rusher spot, so we wouldn't really have to focus on that as much. But edge rusher is still going to be a need regardless of whether we get him or not. But I'm going to leave this up to y'all. Or at least I'm going to let y'all help me deciding whether we trade him or not, or we just keep him in, rock it out till the end of the season. Because his contract is going to expire, and I don't really intend on keeping him going into his 30s. But that's going to do it here for this first episode of the Miami Dolphins franchise. We're starting off 1-4 in week 7 already, almost halfway through the entire first season, but probably for the best that we are this far. Because I can't imagine the Dolphins season is going to go well this year, just because the lack of talent. And I don't think Malik Willis and Devon Achane are going to be able to do all too much, considering they lost everybody on their team. If you haven't made it this far in the video, consider liking and subscribing, as it does help the channel grow, and it's completely free. It also lets me know you appreciate the content I do and you like it. So feel free to support the channel, be a part of the growing community that we are. And yeah. But I am Yo Boy Baller1, saying as always, have a good day, have a good night. Hope to see you in the next one. And as always, peace out.